What's up guys, and welcome to episode 1 of the trading course. First episode of 15, and before we get into this already, I'm not going to blah blah a lot. This is the most boring video of this series. Why? Because it contains me talking. It's not about flexi charge or anything about trading yet. Of course we're going to talk about what trading is in this episode, but also a good thing, if you love this, if you like this video already, you know the other ones are going to be a bit more entertaining even. So just sit through this video. So let's immediately start. What is trading? Trading is basically buying an asset, can be from all different markets, buying them and expecting price to rise to sell them for a profit. That's basically just very simple what trading is. Trading is making decisions based on probability. We're not predicting the future, we're not gambling, we're just playing the probability. After we make our analysis based off our strategy, we feel like, okay, this setup, I'm actually in favor. This is not a 50-50 or a 30-70. I saw this setup, I learned this, and maybe this is a 70-30 situation for me, and I'll take the risk. You're placing yourself in situations where the odds are in your favor. That's it. And trading is also not about being right. A lot of professional traders who are profitable have a hit rate / win rate, however you want to call it, of 30 or 40%, and they're still profitable because they have a great management, a great strategy, and just a great plan overall. People often say trading is gambling, but it's obviously not. Gambling is just pressing buttons with random outcomes, while trading is you follow your rules and you follow your plan. Your job is simple. You just have to find a strategy, learn it, master it, create your own system, and then just play the probability. Now here's a part people and surely beginners do not like to hear, but trading is easy, but mastering is very hard. Let me explain that. So learning how to trade, purely having examples, learning a strategy, learning the theory behind it is not that difficult. You don't need to be the next Einstein, you don't have to be the smartest in your class, really not needed. The thing is, the switch from knowing all the theory and knowing all the examples to actually executing on the market, that's the most difficult phase, and that's where you of course have to show your discipline. Understanding candlesticks is easy, identifying the trend is easy, support and resistance easy, but when you come to that phase when you have to stay disciplined, have to be patient and just follow and stick to your rules, that's the hardest part in your journey. That's also why you shouldn't expect to be profitable or get any sort of income of trading after a couple of weeks or even months. And before we fully get into the video, I want to say one more thing. There are a lot of scammers in the space. You probably noticed in the crypto space, NFT space, the whole blockchain space, there are a lot of scammers, so please don't fall for it. I think if you have an IQ over 50, you're not falling for any scams. But guys, please be aware, there will be a lot of people in your DMs sending friend requests, and if you ever see someone pretending to be me, asking you for money, asking you for personal details, that's not me, and don't fall for it, please. I will never ask you for money, I'll never ask you for any information. So let me tell you a bit about myself, because it's of course important to know who you will be learning from. I've been in the trading space for 4 to 5 years, but I started actually trading and learning a strategy 2 to 3 years ago. I started when I was still in school, and let me tell you, that is the most perfect time to start. You have no bills to pay, you don't have many responsibilities, you live with your parents probably, so that's the most ideal time to begin. So surely if you're young, and I also had that pressure when I was that age, but you don't have to feel that pressure, you're not behind. Because you see some 18-year-old with a Lamborghini doesn't mean you're behind. If you're 16, 17 just starting, you don't have to feel that pressure. If you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, I don't know, it's never too late to learn trading. Trading is a great, high valuable skill you can learn on the internet, and you can use it on all different markets. So I'm not going to sit there and pretend that I'm a millionaire. Unfortunately, I'm not. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making these videos probably. But I do want to say, as I mentioned, I'm in the space for around 3 years. I do think I have enough knowledge and experience to teach you guys surely about the beginner stuff. I understand what the market is doing. I've made all these beginner mistakes. I've grinded behind the charts, looking at charts for hours. So I think I'm a good fit to help you start your trading journey. So about these beginner mistakes, there are of course tons of mistakes you can make surely as a beginner, but one thing I want to share with you guys right now, and that's being consistent. Consistency beats everything. Consistency is more important than your motivation right now, more important than the money you got right now, more important than anything you are thinking about right now. So let's talk about this course now. I'm not going to promise you a big amount of money. I'm not going to promise you that you will be rich in a week or a professional trader in a couple of weeks, but I do promise you that these videos are really valuable and that this is real education, and that you can't find this on a lot of other channels. Of course, I'm not saying I'm the best trader out there, but I do want to say that these videos have real value. Here's how you should learn this course. I see many people when they learn a course also about trading, they get their notebook out, maybe a bit the old school way, they get their notebook out, make notes, draw things like candlesticks, all the patterns, all the this and that. Personally, I didn't do that in my journey because I feel like the basics that we will do in this 15 episode course is really not that hard, and you really don't need to spend time writing it down. I feel like that would have slowed me down if I did it. But of course, if you like to do it, if you think that's the best way, if you always do that with school or other things, go for it. But I do think if you just watch the video maybe 2 times, and if you still have questions, ask them. I think you don't need to write your entire notebook full. About these questions, you can always join the Discord server. Link is in the description, and I'll be there to answer your questions. Not just basic questions. If you watch the video 5 seconds, you think like, what is this? No. If you watch the video, rewatch it, and still don't understand it, I'm always there to help you. Just join the Discord and you'll find me there. I also want to give you guys your first homework, and maybe also only homework in this series. In the Discord there is a list, several lists of all the terms we use in trading, starting with beginner to intermediate to expert. Just join and read these. You don't have to write them down like their definitions, just read them. A lot of them are self-explanatory, they're very easy. Just read them already. If you don't understand them fully yet, it's no problem. But in this course, surely near the end, I will be using some terminology of trading. So make sure you understand that, and as mentioned, these are not crazy things you never heard of, very, very basic stuff. So how much time should you spend practicing? If you have a lot of time, like I did when I started, and you have got 1 to 2 hours a day, surely use that time to learn this, learn how to trade, get examples. But if you don't have that many time, 30 minutes a day can do it as well. Just make sure, as I mentioned, to stay consistent. Don't do it now. You say tomorrow I'm going to spend 2 hours, you do it, then the day after, I don't want this. And then in the weekend, the trading thing, yeah, let me learn again. That's not going to work. You have to dedicate yourself, and of course, if you spend 30 minutes that day, an hour the other day, and then 30 minutes again, of course, you guys are not dumb fucks, you understand what I mean. But you have to stay consistent. That's very, very important, and I'm going to tell you guys that in almost every episode and almost in everything we do on the channel. So to summarize that, you don't have to grind 5 hours a day. If you have the time, you can spend as many time if you want. If you don't have much time, 15 to 30 minutes a day is also enough, surely for this beginner stuff, because that's not really that hard. Of course, if you get into later courses with more in-depth things, maybe you have to spend a bit more time learning. So in this 15 episode course, we'll cover a lot of things. If these videos are already out, you can already see, of course, the topics, but I'll quickly mention what we'll see. We'll learn how to read candlesticks, how to identify the trend, how to work with TradingView, how to work with your first exchange or broker, beginner mistakes, leverage, different markets, logging your trades, building your system, all the basics about trading. And then after this course, you'll have the PA course, the price action trading course, and in that course we'll actually start with trading and the strategy we use. I understand I can just start lying here and you wouldn't know, but trust me, this is real education, real value, the real sauce here. This is not some TikTok or any guru in Dubai education. This is real education which will really help your journey. And surely I think it's very important to have a mentor, not necessarily one-on-one, but someone who is there to provide you information, who can answer your questions, and also just a consistent person, because as I mentioned, everyone's trading system is different, and surely if they use a slightly different strategy already, it's not nice to learn from several people. Am I saying you should only watch this channel? No, of course not. You can surely watch other channels. Surely if they also use price action trading, if you use a whole other strategy like ICT or something, of course that's a bit confusing. But stick to a couple of YouTubers or content creators and don't learn from the whole internet, because that will only confuse you. Alright, that was episode 1 already. I mentioned that there wouldn't be any flashy charts or anything, just me talking. And if you made it to this, I think you're still motivated and you'll really like the next episode. So like and subscribe, I'll really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the second episode. If I don't see you in the second episode, we both know who the problem is, and so don't be that guy. I'll see you in the second episode.